My name is Lily Collins, and my mom told our whole family I was mentally unstable, even claimed I'd been hospitalized for hallucinations. Within a week, friends backed off and my boyfriend walked. So I stopped arguing and started collecting proof. If you've lived through something like this, share your experience in the comments. Tuesday lunchtime, the pantry smelled like burnt popcorn and someone's peppermint tea. My laptop was open on the counter, payroll files stacked in neat little tabs, and my calendar was a wall of back-to-back meetings. The only thing out of place was my phone vibrating like it wanted to crawl off the table. Family group chat, 27 unread. Most were from my mother, oddly urgent today. I swiped, expecting another cousin's kid photo. Instead, my mother's voice message sat at the top, already marked played by half the family. Under it, she'd typed, "Mom needs to say this so everyone understands. Lily has mental problems." Then the follow-up text landed like a brick. She was hospitalized before. Hallucinations. Out of control. My thumb hovered. A coworker walked in, nodded, and glanced at the screen. The look wasn't curiosity. It was the kind of quick inventory people do when they're deciding whether you're safe to stand next to. I called Donna with my hand over the speaker, like that would make it less real. "Mom, what are you talking about?" "Sweetheart," she said, breathy and trembling on cue, "you're doing it again. You don't remember what happened, do you?" On my laptop, a meeting reminder popped up. Wellness Week kickoff. I clicked dismiss so hard the trackpad squeaked. A message from my manager slid in. "Hey, you okay? Need anything?" I typed back, thumbs steady. "All good. Handling a family thing." Another vibration. Donna wasn't just posting. She was calling people. In the chat, my aunt's name lit up with an incoming call icon, then a new message from my aunt. "Donna says you're not yourself. Please tell me you're safe." I wrote, "Everyone, don't believe." Before it sent, Donna replied for me, "See, she's having an episode right now." My stomach stayed flat, like my body hadn't caught up yet. The chat filled with praying hands gifs and "we love you," and one cousin asking if I was on meds. Darkly, I noticed nobody asked if my mother was lying. They asked what pill bottle I was hiding. A realtor texted at the worst possible second. "Friday, 10 a.m., East Austin lease signing confirmed. Bring ID and cashier's check." Donna immediately dropped a photo into the group. A blurry medical form, top corner cropped so the clinic name was missing, like a ransom note made on a copier. The date was visible. The diagnosis line was mostly shadow. I messaged her privately. "Stop calling people. Don't contact my workplace." She answered fast. "The home security system's been down lately. I haven't done anything. Why are you scared?" Back in the group, I typed, "Thanks for the concern. Per procedure, I'll be monitoring my symptoms." Silence for 2 seconds. Then my phone lit up with an unknown number calling. At the same time, an internal email arrived. "Please come to Conference Room B now." Conference Room B sat at the end of the hall, and my phone kept buzzing in my palm. I slid my badge at the reader, stepped in, and found my manager, Kyle, and an HR generalist I barely knew, Jenna, waiting with nervous smiles like I'd brought a live wire. Kyle gestured to a chair. "Lily, are you okay?" "Yes." Jenna folded her hands. "We got a call expressing concern. Sometimes it helps to take a day or two." "So my mother called my workplace," I said, keeping my voice even, "and that's my file now." Kyle's eyes flicked away. Jenna offered the company's employee assistance number, as if a hotline could untangle a family group chat. Kyle suggested I clock out early. I nodded, because arguing would have sounded like proof. My phone filled with private texts. "She means well. Are you taking medication?" One cousin sent a link. Then Mark texted, "Not calling." "I can't be pulled into this." He added a thumbs up like we were rescheduling brunch. In the elevator, Marisol Vega watched me read it. "Coffee," she said. "I have meetings." "You have a crisis," she replied. Her hand pressed the button before I could protest. We walked to the little coffee place across the street. Marisol didn't ask how I felt. She asked what my mom had done. When I repeated the hospitalized claim, Marisol snorted. You could argue forever and never beat a woman performing grief. She tapped my phone with one finger today. Don't fight with feelings, she said. Collect evidence. At the next table, two women talked loudly about self-care routines and breath work. I stared at my latte. Great, I told Marisol. My self-care plan is documenting every lie my mother tells. Marisol didn't laugh. She just nodded like that tracked perfectly. She pulled up the photo Donna had sent and zoomed in. The font changed halfway down, and the margins were uneven. The clinic name should have been at the top, but the corner was clipped off. Marisol slid the phone back. That's deliberate. No one crops proof unless it's fragile. The date on the form matched a Wednesday when I worked the late shift, covering for a coworker with strep. My time card still showed the hours. I opened my calendar and the payroll app, then turned the screen toward Marisol. Either I cloned myself or she forged this. Marisol exhaled. Hard. My phone rang again, this time my neighbor, Mrs. Patel, who never called unless a package got misdelivered. Her voicemail played through. Your mom asked if you've been sleeping. She sounded worried. Messages stacked up from my aunt, my cousin, even a guy from my building's HOA. Donna was thorough. I texted Donna, keep my name out of other people's mouths. She replied within seconds, I'm trying to keep you safe. A new email from Jenna arrived, asking if I had someone who could check on me tonight. My reputation was now a group project I never volunteered for anyway. By mid-afternoon, the family chat turned into a support hotline I hadn't requested. She's your mother. Just apologize. Are you hearing things? Then my aunt posted, Thursday, my house. We need to talk about Lily's condition. Donna reacted with a heart. Marisol raised an eyebrow, like we'd been assigned homework. My realtor followed up with a cheerful reminder about Friday morning. The cashier's check had to be exact, or the lease wouldn't go through. Missing it meant losing the deposit and starting over. I forwarded the text to Marisol. So your mom's timing isn't random, she said. Not even close. Marisol told me to screenshot everything, save voicemails, and stop trying to sound reasonable to unreasonable people. Her advice was plain, not warm. It worked. Don't react in the chat, she said. Let them talk. Keep receipts. I nodded, walked back, and grabbed my bag. My hands didn't shake yet. In the parking lot, the heat made the steering wheel tacky. My calendar app opened to Thursday night, my aunt's address pinned beneath it. Out loud, I said, tomorrow night is the family meeting. An alarm went on. Then a notification popped up. Donna Collins added Mark to the chat. I pulled up to my Aunt Carla's house at 6 on the dot, casserole on the passenger seat like a bribe. Her porch light was on, and the front door opened before I reached the step. Hey, honey, Carla said, smiling too hard. Hi. You doing okay? I made it, I said, handing over the dish. The living room was full of relatives pretending to be casual, phones face down, but ready. Every pair of eyes did the same scan, my hands, my face, my tone, as if unstable was something you could spot like spinach in teeth. Donna showed up 10 minutes later with a grocery bag and a tremble in her voice already loaded. My baby, she said, kissing my cheek. Mom? Carla called everyone to the table. Donna stayed standing, one hand on my chair like she owned the lease. I just want Lily safe, she told the room. I'm safe, I replied. Donna's lips quivered. See, she said softly, flat, no emotion. That's what I mean. Carla tried to redirect. Dinner first. No, Donna cut in. You all deserve to know what I deal with. I stood to get water and noticed a stack of papers by Carla's printer, freshly spit out and slightly crooked. The top sheet looked like the hospital form Donna had blasted into the group chat, except this one wasn't cropped. A clinic name sat at the top. The address was off by one character. Down near the bottom, a faint line read, Title, Do Not Edit, like a confession left in plain sight. I picked it up. Carla, what is this? Carla blinked. Donna asked me to print something, said it was for you. For my daughter, Donna added, already sniffling. She reached for the page. I held it up, not dramatic, just out of reach. This is fake, I said. Donna turned her sorrow toward the table. Listen to her, she said. Paranoid. She thinks I'm making things up. My cousin Jenna slid a stapled packet across the table, eager. The title had a spelling error in the first line. This explains dissociative episodes, she said. Thanks, I said, flipping one page. I'll forward it to Dr. Google. A couple people made a sound halfway between a laugh and a cough, then stopped. Donna leaned closer, voice small for the audience. Sweetheart, come home. Let me take care of you. I live with you, I said. You're calling my job. You're calling my neighbors. She sobbed on cue. I'm terrified, Donna said. She doesn't even remember the hospital. My phone slid into my pocket. A finger hit record without looking. Mom, I said, steady, what do you want from this? Donna's eyes flashed. I want you to stop attacking me. What do you want, I asked again, by telling everyone I'm unstable? Her gaze bounced to the others and back. If you'd just stay put, she murmured, we wouldn't have these problems. What does that mean? It means, she snapped, then softened, if you stay home, I can breathe. She heard herself too late. You can't just leave, Donna muttered. If you go, who am I supposed to live with? Carla inhaled sharp. Someone's fork clinked against a plate. Donna recovered fast, wiping tears with the heel of her hand. See how she twists things, she said. That's the illness. Uncle Rick looked at me. Are you taking anything right now? No, I said. Donna nodded, like she'd checked a box. Carla's phone rang. Donna grabbed it and hit speaker before Carla could reach. Carla, it's me, Donna said. I'm with Lily. She's escalating. My screen lit again. Mark typed, Your mom says you're not yourself. Should I come over? Donna glanced at my phone and smiled sadly. My phone buzzed. A message from my realtor lit up the screen. Urgent. Owner has concerns after a call. Please call me. I stepped into the hallway and answered. Lily, he said, voice tight, your mother contacted the owner. She warned them you're not stable and could cause trouble. From the dining room, Donna's soft tragedy kept rolling. My keys were already in my hand when I turned back toward the front door. By the time I reached my car, the realtor was calling back. I slid into the driver's seat, shut the door, and put him on speaker. Lily, I'm sorry, he said. The owner won't move forward. Because of my mother? She told them you've had hallucinations and you get unpredictable. They said it's a safety issue. I asked if I could explain. He didn't sound hopeful. They already decided, he said. They want their deposit back in writing, that they're not discriminating. I can try another place, but Friday's slot is gone. The cashier's check sat in my purse like dead weight. I thanked him, ended the call, and drove straight to Donna's house to grab the folder with my pay stubs and my passport. If she was going to tell stories, at least she wasn't keeping my documents. Donna's driveway was empty, but the porch light was on. I let myself in with my key. The living room looked staged for normalcy. Throw blanket folded, TV muted, a glass of water on the coffee table like a prop for concern. My phone rang again. Marisol. Tell me you're not going in there alone, she said. I'm already here. Fine. Short answers, no speeches. If anyone shows up, you don't match their energy. A knock hit the front door before I could answer. Donna opened it like she'd been waiting behind it the whole time. 2 police officers stood on the porch with a woman holding a clipboard. Donna pressed a hand to her chest. Thank God, she said. She's been spiraling. One officer introduced himself as Officer Nguyen. The woman said she was a crisis clinician. They looked past Donna at me, then back at Donna, then at me again, as if I were a weather report. Officer Nguyen kept his voice polite. Ma'am, we got a call for a wellness check. Your mom says she's concerned. Donna didn't miss a beat. She thinks I'm trying to harm her, Donna said. She gets these ideas. She doesn't sleep. She's been out of control. Marisol's words floated from my phone in my pocket. Short answers, no speeches. "I'm fine," I said. "I'm here to pick up my things." The clinician took a step forward. "Do you feel like hurting yourself or anyone else?" "No." "Any substance use tonight?" "No." "Any hallucinations?" "No." Donna made a small sound like a wounded animal. "See," she whispered to them. "Flat. It's like talking to a wall." Officer Nguyen glanced at the clinician. "Can we talk outside for a second?" he asked me. Donna slid between us, still crying. "She's scared of you too," Donna said. "That's part of it. She thinks everyone is against her." Marisol's voice came through my pocket, muffled but firm. "Don't react," she said. "Keep it boring." The officer repeated the request, this time to Donna. Donna stepped aside reluctantly. On the porch, the clinician asked the same questions again, slower, like repetition might reveal a trap. "Do you have a place you can stay tonight that feels safe?" she asked. "I have options," I said. "Who's in the home with you?" "My mother." Donna hovered in the doorway, watching every word. The whole week suddenly lined up. The clipped medical form, the calls to my manager and my neighbors, the rehearsed phrases in the family chat. None of it was impulsive. It was a file she'd been building, one phone call at a time, until strangers could stand on her porch and treat me like a risk. Officer Nguyen's posture shifted, subtle but real. "We'd like you to come with us for a brief evaluation," he said, "just to make sure you're okay." My hand tightened around my keys. Marisol's call was still open, a thin line to reality. "Do I have a choice?" I asked. The clinician answered instead. "You can refuse, but if we think there's a concern, we can take you anyway. This is the easiest route." Donna's sobs sharpened, victorious. "Please," she said, "just go. Do it for me." I slid my phone deeper into my pocket, eyes on the front door as Officer Nguyen gestured toward the walkway, and my feet moved. A rideshare dropped me at a grocery store parking lot close to midnight, like that was the most sensible place to leave someone after a brief evaluation. The driver didn't ask questions. He just wished me a good night in the same tone people use for weather. The discharge papers were folded in my pocket. No diagnosis, no crisis, nothing dramatic, just enough official language to make my mother's story feel plausible to anyone who wanted it to be. My phone had been blowing up while I was gone. I sat in the car and started opening messages like they were overdue bills. From Carla, "Your mom is worried sick. Please be gentle." From my cousin Jenna, "Just do what she asks and it'll calm down." From HR, sent an hour ago, "For your well-being and workplace safety, we're placing you on temporary leave pending clarification. We encourage you to utilize EAP resources." Workplace safety made it sound like I'd been swinging a chair, not answering payroll questions and eating pretzels. Mark's text came last, like he'd waited for the moment the room was already on fire. "I can't do this, Lily. I don't want to be involved with unstable stuff. I'm out." No call, no conversation. A clean exit, labeled and sealed. My hands didn't do anything dramatic. They just went numb at the fingertips, and my thumb kept scrolling because stopping would mean sitting with it. I stared at the lease signing reminder still sitting on my calendar for Friday at 10, as if the universe hadn't gotten the memo. Marisol called. I answered on the second ring. "Where are you?" she asked. "Parking lot," I said. "Stay put. I'm coming." Her apartment wasn't far. She let me in, took my keys off the counter without a word, and handed me water like she'd done this before, just not with me. The sofa swallowed most of my energy. Shoes stayed on. My phone stayed in my hand. Marisol sat at the kitchen table with her laptop open. "Read me the HR email." I forwarded it. She skimmed, jaw tightening. "They didn't fire you," she said. "Yet. But your mom is making you radioactive." A bunch of drafts sat in my texts to Donna. Explanations, pleas, long paragraphs that tried to sound calm, reasonable, adult. None of them had worked. They'd only given her material. That was the part that landed hardest. The pattern was predictable, and I'd been playing my role perfectly. Keep the peace. Don't escalate. Don't embarrass the family. Let your mother talk because she's your mother. All that did was give her the microphone. Marisol slid my phone back across the table. "You're done defending yourself in group chats," she said. "You're going to build a timeline." "A timeline," I repeated. Call logs, text timestamps, voicemails, who she contacted, when, and what changed right after. She wasn't comforting me, she was coaching me, and I needed that more than sympathy. I opened my recent calls and started scrolling. Donna's number, Carla's, Mark's, my manager's, Mrs. Patel from next door, a coworker I barely knew. It looked less like concern and more like strategy. Marisol pointed at one entry. "See this? She called your aunt right before the family meeting, and this one, your landlord contact, right after." My throat tightened, but the feeling turned into something usable when she kept talking. "You're not crazy," she said. "You're being managed." She gave me a name, too, Uncle Rick. "He told my friend once that your mom said, 'If she leaves, what do I have?' He brushed it off as a joke at the time." Rick wasn't warm, but he liked being right. If he'd heard Donna say it, he'd remember. Marisol also told me to check state law about recording. Don't guess, don't assume. Know the rules before you share anything. Friday at 10 was still sitting there on my calendar, bright and stubborn. The lease slot was gone, but the time worked as a deadline anyway. A moment I could aim at. No more explaining. No more begging people to see me clearly. 2 steps. Collect evidence, then place it where it couldn't be brushed aside. "I'm not going to prove I'm stable," I said. "I'm going to let her prove what she is." Marisol watched me open the Notes app. 3 lines went down, simple and plain. Device, location, time. I stood up, pulled my shoes tighter, and walked to the door. "I have to go back to my mom's house tonight," I said. Marisol didn't try to stop me. She just nodded as my hand closed around the doorknob and turned. Donna's porch light was still on when I returned, just after 1 in the morning. She opened the door in a robe and gave me a soft, practiced look. "You scared me half to death," she said. "I'm tired," I answered, stepping past her. The kitchen clock blinked 1:07. A bowl of fruit sat centered, untouched. Donna watched me wash my hands like it proved something. My bag stayed on my shoulder while I set a tiny voice recorder under a stack of mail, then another behind the bread box. She followed, whispering prayers to herself as if I could. Donna drifted to the living room and turned on a late infomercial, volume low. I moved through the house with the same motions I used at work. Straighten, wipe, return. A 3rd recorder went beneath the couch cushion seam. A 4th rested in the hall console by the family photos. At the dining table, I placed 1 more under the runner, where Donna liked to sit and cry for an audience. She glanced over. "Cleaning at this hour?" "Helps me sleep," I said, and kept my face blank. Her eyes searched for sparks, but the room stayed ordinary, bothering her. Not 10 minutes later, Donna took a call and didn't bother lowering her voice. "Carla, I'm watching her," she said, pacing near the kitchen. "She's doing that thing where she pretends nothing happened." My phone buzzed with a new message from Jenna. "Your mom says you're acting strange again." Donna hung up and checked the security panel by the door. "Still offline," she muttered. "Good." Then louder, she called out, "Lily, come sit. You need to talk to me." I sat at the table. She set tea down, hands steady, and began listing my symptoms like items on a receipt. Her voice changed once the performance wasn't landing. "You made me look bad," Donna said. "I didn't call the cops on you," I replied. Donna's mouth tightened. "Because you can't. People believe me." She leaned forward. "I told them you were hospitalized, Lily. I had to. Otherwise you'd pack up and leave, and then what?" "So you lied," I said. "I did what I needed," she snapped. "If they think you're unstable, you stay here. You need me. That's safer for me." She shoved the tea toward me like it was medication and watched my hands for any tremor tonight. After she stormed off to her bedroom, I waited until her door clicked shut. The recorders stayed where they were. In the hall, I opened my laptop and copied the audio files one by one, labeling them with dates and rooms. The longest one got a simple name: Donna Admits Lie. A second copy went to a cloud folder Marisol had set up, and a third to a thumb drive that lived on my keychain. Donna's phone pinged from her room, and she answered with her gentle voice again, already resetting the story. By morning, she'd act like nothing had happened yet. At 7, Donna marched into the kitchen holding my overnight bag. "Planning a getaway?" she asked. "Work stuff," I said. She opened a drawer, then another, searching. One recorder was gone from beneath the mail. She held it up like a trophy. "So, you're spying on me," Donna said, voice suddenly bright. "This is proof you're unstable." My phone lit with an email from Jenna in HR. A complaint had been filed overnight about threatening behavior. Donna smiled, without warmth. "I told them you're dangerous," she said. "Now they'll watch you." She tucked recorder into her pocket and walked away. That afternoon, I sat in my car at a strip mall lot, earbuds in, replaying Donna's words until the syllables lost their sting and became data. Her admission filled the cabin. "I told them you were hospitalized, so you couldn't leave." My hands shook anyway, not from fear, but from adrenaline that had nowhere else to go. Another email arrived, my aunt's number on the subject line. "Emergency family meeting tonight, Carla's house. Be there." I stared at it, started the engine, and pulled out before I could change my mind. Traffic on the road crawled, and I followed it toward Carla's. Her driveway was packed, and my phone clock read 6:58 when I walked up with my charger cord and a single earbud in my pocket. The meeting started without me. Voices leaked through the front door like steam. Carla opened it fast and didn't hug. "Everyone's here," she said. "Good," I replied, and stepped in. The dining table looked like a tribunal. Uncle Rick, Carla, Jenna, 2 cousins, and Donna at the head, hands folded like she'd been praying for my collapse. My phone stayed face up. Donna started before I sat. "We just want you safe," she said, voice cracking on purpose. "I'm safe," I said. "See?" Jenna whispered, not to me. That tone. I pulled out my phone, set it on the table, and slid my finger to the audio app. "I'm not arguing," I said. "I brought something Mom said when she didn't have an audience." Donna's eyes widened, then softened. "She's making things up," Donna said, a laugh and a sob tangled together. "She hates me because I love her," she added, looking around for nods. Uncle Rick shifted. Carla stared at her napkin. I tapped play. Donna's recorded voice filled the room, sharp and tired, nothing like her public tremble. "I told them you were hospitalized," it said. "I had to. If they think you're unstable, you stay here. You need me. You can't leave." Donna lunged for the phone. I slid it back an inch, just out of reach. "That's edited," she snapped, then turned wet-eyed. "Lily's sick. She's setting traps for me." I didn't raise my voice. I opened the file list and let the screen face the table. "Same night, different rooms," I said. "Timestamps are on every one." I hit the next clip. Donna's voice again, louder. "You try to move out, and I'm alone. I'm not doing that." A cousin covered her mouth. Carla whispered, "Donna." Donna stood up so fast her chair scraped. "You're all doing this to me," she cried. "I raised her." "You labeled her," Uncle Rick said, voice flat. Donna swung toward him. "She's having an episode," Donna shouted, as if the word could rewind the audio. Jenna, the same cousin who'd sent me Dr. Google, blinked hard. "If this is an episode," Jenna said, "you're speaking pretty clearly." The room went still in a way that wasn't peace. Phones came out, not to pray, but to check the thing they could hear for themselves. Donna reached for Carla's arm. Carla pulled back. I picked up my phone, selected a 30-second segment, and hit upload. The caption went exactly as typed. "This is the voice of the person who keeps saying I'm crazy." Within a minute, my cousin Matt texted from across the table. "Already shared to the family group." Another ping followed, then 3 more, like dominoes falling on a screen. Donna's phone started buzzing, and for the first time, she looked genuinely lost. "You can't post that," she hissed, voice dropping low, mean. Then it snapped back into tears. "They're attacking me," she said. "My own family." Carla stood, gathered plates, and didn't offer Donna a look. Uncle Rick pushed his chair away. "I'm done," he said. One by one, people got up. No speeches, no hugs. Jenna walked past Donna, thumb moving on her phone. A notification popped on my screen. Jenna removed Donna Collins from the family chat. Donna followed them to the front lawn, still pleading. "I did it because I love you," she called after me, like love could erase a recording. Her phone kept vibrating with new alerts, and she stared at the screen as names disappeared. I stepped onto the porch for air. The doorbell rang. A man in a polo shirt stood at the walkway, holding an envelope. "Donna Collins?" he asked. Donna tore the envelope open right there on Carla's lawn. The paper trembled in her hands. Her eyes scanned it, then snapped up at me like I'd written it myself. "What is that?" Carla asked from the doorway. Donna forced a laugh that didn't land. "It's a notice," she said. "A misunderstanding." Uncle Rick didn't move closer. "Whose lawyer?" Donna tried to fold the page back into the envelope, but her fingers fumbled. Nobody stepped in to help. A week earlier, half the family would have circled her like she was fragile. That night, they watched the way people watch a stranger arguing with customer service. I walked to my car and left before Donna found a new script. 3 Sundays later, Carla hosted another family dinner. My seat was at the table without debate. Donna's was an empty chair pushed slightly under, like the house was trying to forget it owned the space. Carla set down a platter and looked around at everyone. "Don't invite her," she said, plain as passing the salt. Jenna nodded without meeting my eyes. "She keeps calling," Jenna murmured. Carla's phone buzzed again. She flipped it over. Nobody rushed to answer. Donna tried anyway. My voicemail filled up with messages that started as apologies and ended as accusations. "Pick up," she said in one. "You're doing this to me." In another, her voice went syrupy. "I just want my daughter back." Then it snapped hard. "You're sick for recording your own mother." I didn't reply. A single email went out instead, copied to Carla and Uncle Rick, written like a work memo. "Donna, communication will be limited to email only. Do not contact my workplace. Do not contact my neighbors. Do not describe my mental health to anyone as fact. If you need to convey something practical, send it in writing." Donna answered within minutes. "You can't talk to me like I'm some criminal." I didn't answer that either. A few days after that, I went to a phone store and changed my number. The clerk asked if I wanted to keep my old one. "No," I said. He smiled like I was starting a new year early and slid the paperwork over. At the counter, my old phone buzzed twice with Donna's name. The clerk raised his eyebrows. "Everything good?" "Just switching carriers," I said, and signed. Next came the locksmith. He met me at the new apartment I'd found through a coworker's cousin, not through any listing my mother could sabotage. He tested the deadbolt, frowned, then started working. "You moving in alone?" he asked. "Yeah." "Good," he said, like that answered questions he didn't ask. While he changed the hardware, I sat on the floor with my laptop and reset passwords. Banking, email, work accounts, anything Donna could guess from birthdays and dog names. My phone stayed face down, not as a symbol, just because it was finally useless for emergencies she manufactured. Marisol texted the address for a support group that met at a community center on Wednesdays. I showed up with a paper cup of water and no plan to speak. The room had a circle of folding chairs, a box of tissues on a side table, and a sign-in sheet that asked for first name only. That alone felt like a luxury. When it was my turn, my voice did a small shake that surprised me. "I'm Lily," I said. A woman across from me gave a tired nod, like she'd heard my kind of story before. "I recorded my mom," I continued, "because my words didn't exist otherwise. Every time I spoke, she translated it into a symptom." No one gasped. No one told me to forgive. The facilitator just said, "Thank you for being specific." After the meeting, a man about my uncle's age asked me, gentle and blunt, "Do you worry they'll keep calling you crazy?" I shrugged, because the answer didn't need decoration. I'm mostly afraid of being called no evidence ever again. He gave a short, surprised laugh, then nodded like that was the most honest thing he'd heard all week. Donna tried to show up at the community center once. She didn't get past the front desk. The receptionist pointed at the sign-in policy and held her ground. Donna stood there, scanning for faces, but there was no audience to recruit. She left with her chin up and her phone in her hand, thumbs working, hunting for someone who still believed her. That night, I stood at my new door with my keys spread across my palm. One key was old, worn down from years of being home. I slid it off the ring and dropped it into an envelope addressed to Donna. The mailbox in the lobby swallowed it with a soft clack. Back upstairs, my hand settled on the deadbolt and the key turned until it clicked. Then my phone went dark as I tucked it away and pulled the door shut from my side.